Imagine finding out that the government actually wants to give you money back just for living your everyday life. What if I told you that thousands of Americans miss out on this money every single year because they don't know the difference between a deduction and a credit? And here's the twist. A single tax credit could be worth way more than a tax deduction, and it could mean the difference between owing money or getting a refund. Stick with me until the end, because I'll show you the one tax credit that's often worth thousands of dollars and yet is still overlooked by beginners. Number 1. What exactly is a tax credit? A tax credit is a direct reduction of the taxes you owe. Think of it like a coupon for your taxes. If your tax bill is $2,000 and you have a $500 credit, you only pay $1,500. Compare that to a tax deduction, which just lowers the income that's taxed. For example, if you make $50,000 and you get a $1,000 deduction, the IRS taxes you as if you made $49,000. That saves you some money, but usually not as much as a credit. So in short, deductions lower taxable income, credits lower your tax bill directly. Number 2. Refundable versus non-refundable credits. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Some credits are refundable, and some are not. A non-refundable credit can reduce your tax bill down to zero, but it cannot get you extra money back. A refundable credit not only lowers your bill to zero, but also gives you cash back if the credit is larger than what you owe. For example, let's say your total tax bill is $400. If you have a $1,000 refundable credit, not only is your bill wiped out, but the IRS sends you a $600 refund. One famous refundable credit is the Earned Income Tax Credit, which helps working families with lower incomes. Number 3. The Earned Income Tax Credit, EITC. This is one of the most powerful credits for working Americans. Depending on your income, marital status, and number of children, it could be worth anywhere from a few $100s to over $7,000. The EITC is designed to reward work, so you have to earn income from a job or business. Many people don't claim it because they assume they make too much or they don't realize they qualify. For example, a single parent making $20,000 with 2 kids could get thousands of dollars back just from this credit. Number 4. The Child Tax Credit. If you have children under 17, the child tax credit could put serious money back in your pocket. For 2025, the credit is up to $2,000 per child, and part of it may be refundable. Imagine you have 3 kids. That's potentially $6,000 in credits, which directly slashes your tax bill. Even if your tax is already zero, you might still get money back through the refundable portion. This credit is so impactful that families often plan their refunds around it. Number 5. The American Opportunity Tax Credit. If you or your child is in college, this credit can save you up to $2,500 per year for the first 4 years of higher education. It's partially refundable, meaning you could get up to $1,000 back even if you don't owe taxes. For example, let's say you paid $4,000 in tuition. You could qualify for the full $2,500 credit, which is like having a quarter of your tuition bill erased. Number 6. The Lifetime Learning Credit. Unlike the American Opportunity Credit, this one isn't limited to just 4 years. It can be used for any level of higher education, including graduate programs or even job skills courses. You can get up to $2,000 per year. The catch is, it's non-refundable, so it won't give you cash back beyond reducing your tax bill. But still, if you're taking classes to advance your career, this can help offset the cost. Number 7. The Saver's Credit. This one is like a double win. If you contribute to a retirement account like a 401k or an IRA, you might already get a tax deduction. But with the Saver's Credit, you could also qualify for a tax credit worth up to $1,000 if you're single or $2,000 if married. For example, if you put $2,000 into your IRA and qualify for a 50% Saver's Credit, you'd get a $1,000 credit. That's like the government rewarding you twice for saving for retirement. Number 8. Energy credits. Going green can pay off in more ways than just saving the planet. If you install solar panels, energy-efficient windows, or even buy an electric car, you could qualify for energy credits. For instance, the federal solar credit lets you deduct 30% of the cost of installing solar panels. If the installation costs $10,000, you could get a $3,000 credit. That's a huge incentive to make eco-friendly upgrades. Number 9. Adoption credit. If you adopt a child, the IRS provides a credit of up to around $15,000 for adoption expenses. This can cover things like legal fees, travel, and adoption agency costs. Adoption can be expensive, so this credit can make a life-changing difference for families. Number 10. Why credits matter more than deductions. Here's a quick example. Let's say you're in the 22% tax bracket. If you have a $1,000 deduction, you save $220 in taxes. But if you have a $1,000 tax credit, you save the full $1,000. That's why credits are considered more powerful. Number 11. How to claim tax credits. This is where beginners often get stuck. The key is filing your taxes correctly and using the right forms. Most credits require you to fill out specific schedules or worksheets. For example, the child tax credit is claimed on Schedule 8812. The earned income tax credit requires you to meet certain tests and include it in your main tax return. If you use tax software, it usually asks you the right questions to determine if you qualify. If you go to a tax preparer, make sure they know your full situation so you don't miss anything. Number 12. Common mistakes beginners make. One mistake is assuming you don't qualify. For example, many single workers without kids don't realize they can still claim a smaller earned income tax credit. Another mistake is not keeping records. If you're claiming education credits, you need receipts and your Form 1098-T from the school. Some people also confuse deductions and credits, which could mean they underestimate how much money they're entitled to. Number 13. The overlooked credit I promised to reveal. Here it is. The Saver's Credit is one of the most overlooked. Millions of people who qualify never claim it. Why? Because many don't realize it exists. Research shows only about half of eligible taxpayers actually use it. That means billions of dollars go unclaimed every year. If you contribute to a retirement account and your income is under a certain limit, you could get this credit on top of your normal deduction. That's literally free money for saving money. Number 14. The Child and Dependent Care Credit. If you pay someone to take care of your child under 13 or a dependent who cannot care for themselves while you work or look for work, this credit could save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It can cover a portion of what you pay for daycare, babysitters, or even summer camps. For example, if you spent $4,000 on childcare so you could work, you may be able to claim up to $1,200 back depending on your income. Number 15. The Premium Tax Credit. This one helps families who buy health insurance through the health insurance marketplace. If your household income falls within a certain range, the government will give you a credit to lower your monthly insurance premiums. Some people get this credit paid directly to their insurance company every month, making coverage much more affordable. Number 16. The Residential Clean Energy Credit. Beyond solar panels, this credit also applies to other renewable energy upgrades like geothermal heat pumps, small wind turbines, and fuel cells. It allows you to claim 30% of the installation costs as a credit, which can be thousands of dollars depending on the project. For a family adding a geothermal system costing $20,000, that's a $6,000 tax credit. Number 17. The Electric Vehicle Credit. Buying an electric or plug-in hybrid car can come with a tax credit worth up to $7,500. The exact amount depends on the make and model of the car, as well as where it was assembled and where the battery materials came from. For someone planning to switch to an EV, this credit can make the car much more affordable. Number 18. The Health Coverage Tax Credit. This credit helps certain workers who lost jobs due to trade-related reasons or retirees receiving benefits from the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation. It covers a large portion of the cost of health insurance premiums, making coverage possible when it might otherwise be too expensive. Number 19. The Foreign Tax Credit. If you earn money overseas and pay taxes to another country, you might also owe taxes in the USA. The foreign tax credit prevents you from being taxed twice on the same income by letting you claim a credit for the foreign taxes you paid. For Americans working abroad, this can mean thousands of dollars in savings. Number 20. The credit for the elderly or disabled. If you are 65 or older or you are retired due to a disability and have limited income, you might qualify for this credit. It can reduce your tax bill by several $100s, helping those on fixed incomes. Number 21. The Low-Income Housing Credit. This is a special credit designed for property owners who invest in low-income housing projects. While it mostly applies to developers and investors, it shows how tax credits are used to encourage behaviors that benefit society as a whole. Number 22. The Plug-in Electric and Fuel Cell Equipment Credit. This credit applies to smaller purchases like home EV charging stations. If you install one of these in your garage, you can claim a portion of the cost as a credit on your taxes. It's not as large as the car credit, but it still helps cover the transition to cleaner energy. So now you know, tax credits are like golden tickets in the tax world. They cut your tax bill dollar for dollar, sometimes even putting money back into your pocket. They reward you for working, raising kids, going to school, saving for retirement, adopting, and even going green. Here's a question for you. Which of these tax credits do you think would make the biggest difference in your life right now?